Good afternoon. Bill Kim here. I pastor the Congregational and Presbyterian churches here in Clarion, and Ted and I are doing a little update today on how the churches are continuing to respond to the pandemic, and hopefully a few words of encouragement. I wanted to read to you from the three statements that you'll find posted on our two, either our website or our two Facebook pages. There's one that's from the Congregationalist leadership, one from the Presbyterian leadership, and one from the Interfaith Alliance of Iowa, to which both of our congregations are involved in. So let me read some stuff to you, if you would. Reverend Bridget Stevens, who's from the Iowa Conference for the United Church of Christ Congregational, says this: "Thank you. Thank you for all the ways you're being church in these unprecedented days. Thank you for not gathering together. Thank you for finding ways to connect with each other, with our friends, and with our communities and neighbors without being together in person." Ian McMullen from the Presbytery of North Central Iowa describes this as an opportunity to rebirth God's ministry in new and creative ways. Since mid-March, churches have been conducting worship in imaginative ways online. We've never been here before. What a great opportunity to proceed with energy, intelligence, imagination, and love. And then from the statement from the Interfaith Alliance of Iowa, it reads in part like this: "It is by our faith that we are compelled to love our neighbor. In the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, that love comes to expression by remaining physically apart. Loving our neighbor, and thereby the whole community, includes putting public health and the well-being of others ahead of the natural desire to be physically present together in community and in worship." I am encouraging us to do what we have been doing. I've been in contact with the leadership from both of our churches, and that leadership has agreed that we will continue to do what we have been doing. We will continue to wash our hands regularly, although I didn't clear that with them. I'm assuming that's still what they're going to do. We'll continue to wash our hands regularly. We'll continue to practice social distancing. We'll continue to wear personal protection equipment when appropriate. We'll continue to self-quarantine. All those things we've been practicing. And I'm going to ask our church family to continue to worship using technology. It's not our first choice, but it's not bad. I'm going to ask us to continue to pray for each other and to continue to pray for our neighbors. I'm going to ask us to continue to reach out to others with a text, a phone call, or even a card. I'm going to ask us to continue to be sensitive to the needs of people around us and help others as we are able. I'm going to encourage us, and our leadership from our two churches are encouraging us to continue to be the church. Part of that has been gathering together regularly for worship, and that'll happen again. But right now, we don't believe it's the time. We think at this time, the way that we love each other the best is continue to practice what we have been practicing. Let's do this through the month of May for sure, and then we'll reevaluate toward the end of the month and see what we need to do in June. I want to say thank you to all the nurses and doctors, certainly those in our community, but specifically those in our two churches that we have talked to, had conversations with. Thank you to the council, the deacons, the session, all those different leaders, the office managers at both of our churches, all those folks who have helped us continually through this different and challenging time. And I know it's not where we want to be. We'd like to run right out and start church again. But I do think this is the best, safest, and most effective way to move forward for us as we deal with this pandemic. I would continue to encourage us to be the church, as we have been. We've been doing a good job of that. And I pray for each of us that God would fill us with His Holy Spirit, that we might be His people every day and everywhere. Thank you for listening.